I'm Simon Henley. I'm 46 years old and I live in Nashville, Tennessee.
You ready to see it?
Yeah.
I have a beautiful wife and two wonderful boys, Benji, who is 3, and Sam, who is 11. And we have a ton of fun together as a family. On the 16th of September, I was on a conference call with my manager. Most of our team is remote, and so we had a habit of using video on our calls together.
I remember that we were editing a PowerPoint together, and at some point, Simon stopped talking. So I minimized the window on my screen and saw him struggling to breathe. And a few moments later, he collapsed on the floor.
I went into cardiac arrest, and I was extremely lucky that my wife found me. She came into my office and found me on the ground, and I still had my earbuds in my ear, and my manager was still on the call.
I didn't know what had happened, so I could see that he still had his earphones in, and I put one of the earphones in my ear.
It was terrifying, and in that moment, we truly didn't know what was happening. I just said the only thing I could think of to do to help was to start CPR, so I told her to start CPR.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Please come to 9458 Appleton Court immediately.
Okay, and then,
heart attack, come immediately.
I started just doing compressions. When we got 911 on the phone, they explained to me, how to do it right and to count out loud, and so that's what I did.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I just kept doing compressions until the ambulance arrived, which felt like an eternity. I think it was like 7 minutes, but it felt like an eternity.
And when they came, they took over CPR, and they had to shock me multiple times. And it took about 40 minutes to stabilize me enough to be able to head to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, they put me in a hypothermic coma to be able to cool my body and slow down my heart rate to preserve all my brain function. By all indications, it was not looking good. It seldom does look good, and because I was without a heartbeat for so long.
On Tuesday, they started rewarming him and kind of told us to stand by and see what happened. He did wake up and he opened his eyes, but that day we didn't get any verbal, we didn't get any words. I spent the night in the hospital that night, and when I woke up in the recliner on Wednesday, I could see he was awake. And I asked him, "Do you know who I am?" And he looked at me and said, "Of course I do, Deborah," which is not my name, which is how I knew that he was back to himself. That was a huge moment of relief.
I was in the hospital for nearly 2 weeks, and I ended up having a Medtronic ICD implanted. And the next day I was discharged.
Let's try feeding them celery.
Yeah, you want to try?
What that's done for me
Let's go give the horses.
is incredible. It's given me a new life, a second chance. I'm living a more purposeful life, a life that is more by design than default. I think my focus and what I do and why I do it for my family has changed dramatically. What I do outside, as a volunteer with organizations like the YMCA are just more meaningful.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we've got 15 adults.
Yeah.
The impact that Simon has had on our Y and just on this community is literally just immeasurable. He's done everything from leading our efforts for our diversity and inclusion efforts to actually chairing our volunteer board, the passion and the drive for just serving community and helping others, and just his love and heart for the YMCA's mission. It's as strong and it's probably as deep as it's ever been.
If I ever go back into cardiac arrest, the ICD is there to take care of me. And the peace of mind that gives my wife and my son sleep better at night knowing that their dad is going to be safe and he has this ICD, and that if it ever happens again, he'll be taken care of.